The gentleman from California is recognized for 2 minutes. Without objection.
I thank the gentlewoman for yielding and for her work on this rule last night in the committee. It's already been said that in a little more than a month, the interest rates on loans for millions of the neediest students will double to 6.8% from the current 3.4%. This morning, unfortunately, the Republican majority has put forth a bill that is even worse than if the Congress does nothing. Think about it. If the Congress does nothing, the interest rates go from 3.4% from those most in need of the student loan, those families most in need to finance their education, they will jump on July 1st to 6.8%. We're trying to avoid that because we know what that means to students who have to borrow money and families who have to borrow money to try to pay for their college education. What's the remedy of the Republicans? The remedy of the Republicans is to do something that is worse than letting the interest rates double. Understand that. That's worse than if the interest rates double. It's no wonder that beyond the Republican caucus, it's very hard to find anybody who is supporting this legislation. And in fact, yesterday the President said if this bill is sent to his desk, I hope it will not be, but if this bill is sent to his desk, that he will veto it. And then why will he do that? Because it's very clear that this is going to add $4 billion to the debt of our students who members of Congress lament are so deeply in debt because of the money they have to borrow to go to education. It's not necessarily a choice for students or families if you want to get a college education. But why would you add $4 billion onto the backs of these students and their families? Now, the majority had a number of alternatives last night in the Rules Committee. Mr. Courtney went there and said, we'll raise additional revenues to keep it at 3.4%, and then the Education and Labor Committee of this House can do its job, which is to reauthorize the Higher Education Act, and we can put in place a long-term program for helping families finance the education. One addition.
2 more minutes.
Gentleman's recognized for 2 minutes.
That, and to also understand that we've got to do something about the state support and the cost of college at the institutional level. But they turned Mr. Courtney down. I offered the Obama amendment to have that made in order, the legislation by President Obama, which actually saves students about $30 billion in interest rates over the next 6 years. Saves students and families over $30 billion. They didn't make that amendment in order. When Mr. Heck of Nevada came before them and said, why don't we do like the market does? If you pay your loan on time for 4 years, we'll provide you an incentive to continue to be a good payer of your loan. Important to the Treasury, important to the students' credit rating. Let's try that. They turned Mr. Heck down. Mr. Rice came before the committee, gentleman from South Carolina. And he said he would like to reduce the interest rates. He understands what students and families are struggling with. They turned him down. They turned down every attempt to try to help students and families. I appreciate people talk about being through the recession. Well, let me tell you, for a lot of middle-income families, they're not through the recession yet. They've still lost the equity in their home. They still have their credit problems. But you know what? Recession or no recession, their kids are graduating from high school and they want them to go to college. What the hell is this Congress doing making it more difficult for those kids to go to college? But that's the choice the Republicans have given us. And I would hope on a bipartisan basis we would reject this effort and we would go to work on legislation that is long-term, that's in the interest of the students, and stop crushing the aspirations of these families and these students, which this legislation does. It should be rejected. This isn't an interest in the market rates. This is using the market to crush these families by extracting billions of additional dollars off of their school loans. I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman's time's expired. The gentlelady from North Carolina is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,